It's a Sports Fix with Wayne, and it's nice to have your company across regional South Australia where country football competitions are getting going. In a peculiar situation, when yesterday we talked of River Murray starting this weekend on the 20th of March, we look at Riverland football, and in a complete opposite on the spectrum, we have Riverland football starting on the 24th of April. It's 5 weeks later. I mean, that is an incredible conundrum, isn't it? That if you are in River Murray, you are playing this weekend. If you are in the Riverland part of the world, you're just about to turn up to pre-season training. April the 24th is the start of home and away matches. It is a year too where the Barbara Monash Club will be celebrating 100 years. It actually follows the anniversary of that in 2020, but without football being played in the Riverland, they'll be moving their 100 years of celebrations to this year, and I'm sure that they will be looking forward to that. In terms of the fixture, the finals round of matches will get started in August. August the 28th is the second semi. August the 29th is the first semi. Barmera gets the second semi. Waikerie the first semi. The prelim at Berry, and that is on September the 4th, and the grand final is September the 11th at the Loxton Oval. That is Riverland football. The six clubs, of course, competing as they have for half a century. And then you look at the independent football and the very important news that Lirrip have dropped out of the independent competition this year, and what looks like a fold of that club, and now a 7-team competition with Cobdogla, Blanchetown Swan Reach, the BSR club, Brownswell, Paringa, Ramco, Sedan Cambrai and Wanka forming the Riverland Independent football this year. Barbara Monash, Berry, Loxton North, Renmark and Waikerie are the clubs in the Riverland football competition. But it is a different story across the border in Victoria. Covering off on what's happening in country football and netball competitions, and some hockey too today, where we head with North Central football in the North Central and Mallee parts of Victoria. The North Central Football League competition is one of the very competitive units with 8 teams. It's seen the Sea Lake Nandalli Tigers emerge, those from out of the Mallee in the north, as the premier club in 2019. They played in all 4 grand finals at Lord Nelson Park in St Arnaud on the 14th of September. And 2 years later, we emerge with football again in North Central after 2020 was cancelled. And we see the Sea Lake Nandalli Tigers will be the hunted this year across all 4 grades. In the under-13s, they actually lost that to Bort. It was 6-1 to 2 goals. And then in the under-16 competition, it was a sensational win by the Sea Lake Nandalli Tigers, a good crop of young people there, 9-11 to 3-3 over Birchip Watcham, who also have got a bright future for their kids. The reserve grade Sea Lake Nandalli again did it 10-12 over Wedderburn, 5-8 in that grand final. And finally, in the senior competition, it was the magnificent Sea Lake Nandalli Tigers getting 10 goals, 13-73 to beat Birchip Watcham, 8-6-54, and the poor old Bulls just can't take a trick at the moment, getting to grand finals, but just can't seem to get that winning strike for the Bull as they charge again in 2021 towards another season of local football. And having a look at the program for this year, which has been launched by the North Central Football League, and it sees round 1 beginning on April the 10th, and Charlton play Witcherproof Narraport in an old rivals match, a real grudge match this will be, and it'll be a terrific start to the season for this particular game. Birchip Watcham gets St Arnaud, Donald play Wedderburn Redbacks, and Bort play Sea Lake Nandalli Tigers. What can Bort give in this game against the reigning premiers from 2019? Well, lots of recruiting and lots of changes in 2 years. A lot of the young lads that were 16 are now 18, and they've grown up. They've got bigger bodies and they're ready to play senior football. This could be a significant change in the changing of the guard in North Central football this year. There's also netball competitions, and hockey also goes around with North Central. So what is planned to be a terrific year. It is comprised of the rounds of football to round 16. So, in effect, everyone will get to play each other twice. And then there is a couple of extra games at the end of the season to see where things land when you get 3 times to play each other. Charlton and Witcherproof, of course, get that third opportunity to play each other in round 15 in another of their rivals matches. And the grand final hosted on September the 11th. It is interesting that on the North Central Football League website, they have yet to announce a combatant for interleague football, with interleague football laid down for the 15th of May, but it may be that some of the competitions across Victoria won't have a team to play against. And this becomes the question, doesn't it, about the AFL Victoria and the cancelling of community football interleague matches in 2019. Not sure that that decision's been met with glee from across our leagues, but it is an interesting one. July 3rd is the general bye for the school holiday break, and if the May 15th interleague clash of combatant can't be found for North Central, it will also revert to being a general bye for the season. There is also a June 12 bye, which is the Queen's birthday long weekend, and there won't be any football over that weekend either. So it may be that in the season there could be 3 breaks for North Central Football League. It begins, though, in earnest on April the 10th. It's going to be fantastic when the clubs come out to play for the first time in season 2021.